Japan, a beautiful place. Old forests, sacred mountains, the land of the rising sun, where tradition and modernity blend seamlessly. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene temples of Kyoto, Japan is a country of contrasts. But beyond the neon lights and cherry blossoms, there lies a world shrouded in mystery and ancient lore. But something scary hides underneath. In the shadows of these ancient forests and the dimly lit alleyways, there are tales that have been passed down through generations. These stories are not just figments of imagination but are deeply rooted in the culture and beliefs of the Japanese people. For hundreds of years, people have whispered stories. Stories that send chills down the spine. Stories that make you question the reality around you. In the quiet villages and bustling cities, these tales have been a part of the daily lives of the people, shaping their understanding of the world and the unseen forces that inhabit it. Stories of yokai, spirits that walk among us. Some are playful, some are helpful, others are truly scary. These yokai, with their diverse forms and characteristics, have been a source of fascination and fear. From the mischievous kitsune to the terrifying oni, each yokai has its own unique story and significance. These stories, passed down from grandparents to grandkids, whispered around campfires. They are more than just tales, they are a way of preserving history and imparting wisdom. Around the flickering flames, these stories come to life, creating a bond between the storyteller and the listener, bridging the gap between generations. A creepy reminder, we are not alone. The presence of these spirits serves as a constant reminder of the thin veil between the physical world and the spiritual realm. In the stillness of the night, when the moon casts eerie shadows, one can't help but feel the presence of something otherworldly. These stories are more than just stories. They are a reflection of the values, fears, and hopes of the people. Each tale carries with it a piece of the past, a glimpse into the lives of those who came before us. Through these stories, we gain a deeper understanding of the culture and the people who have shaped it. They show us Japanese culture. The festivals, the rituals, the customs, all are influenced by these ancient tales. The vibrant festivals, with their colorful costumes and lively dances, are a celebration of these stories, a way of keeping the traditions alive. What people believe about life, death, and the spirit world, yokai are all different. From tricky kappa to angry oni, each yokai represents a different aspect of life and nature, embodying the beliefs and superstitions of the people. The kappa, with its mischievous nature, is a reminder of the dangers lurking in the water, while the oni, with its fearsome appearance, symbolizes the darker aspects of human nature. Each one has a story that has been told and retold, evolving with each generation. These stories are a testament to the creativity and imagination of the people, a way of making sense of the world around them. A warning, a lesson. These tales often come with a moral, a lesson to be learned. They serve as warnings, teaching the listeners about the consequences of their actions, and the importance of respecting the natural and spiritual world. And one of the scariest, aka Manto, a spirit that haunts public restrooms, offering a choice between red or blue paper. But beware, for any choice you make could lead to a terrifying fate. This tale, like many others, serves as a reminder of the unknown dangers that lurk in the most unexpected places. Imagine this. You're in a public bathroom. The air is thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional drip of a leaky faucet. The flickering light overhead casts eerie shadows on the grimy tiles, making the place feel even more unwelcoming. You head to the last stall, door locked. You hesitate, feeling a chill run down your spine. The atmosphere is heavy, almost suffocating, as if the very walls are closing in on you. You feel a creepy presence. You are not alone. aka Manto is waiting. The legend of aka Manto, or the Red Cloak, is one that has haunted public restrooms for generations. This malevolent spirit is said to appear when you are at your most vulnerable. He looks like a man, handsome, charming, but his eyes, those eyes are what give him away. They are not the eyes of a human, but something far more sinister. They glow with a strange light, a light that seems to pierce through the darkness, reaching into the very depths of your soul. It's a light that promises nothing but dread and despair. And what stands out the most, a long red cloak. This cloak is not just a piece of clothing but a symbol of his power and malevolence. It flows around him like a river of blood, adding to his terrifying presence. aka Manto, a spirit that tricks you. He uses your fear. He knows you're vulnerable. He thrives on the terror he instills in his victims, feeding off their fear like a parasite. He wants to trap you, to scare you, to make you feel utterly helpless. He approaches slowly, each step echoing in the empty restroom, heightening your sense of dread. He goes after anyone silly enough to enter his space. Those who dare to venture into his domain are met with a fate worse than death. They are trapped in a never-ending nightmare, unable to escape his grasp. But aka Manto likes to pick on the weak. He preys on those who are already vulnerable, those who are already teetering on the edge of fear. He knows exactly how to push them over that edge, the lost, the curious, those who think they can brave the darkness. They are the ones who fall victim to aka Manto's sinister game. So the next time you find yourself in a dimly lit public restroom, remember, you might not be alone. Where did aka Manto come from? Nobody knows for sure. Some think he was once a man, vain, obsessed with how he looked, driven crazy by his own reflection. Others say he is a demon, hunting human vanity, feeding on fear. His story told again and again, changing over time, growing, becoming scarier. Each time it's told it gets even creepier, whispers in the dark, a scary reminder of what we don't know. You're alone, last stall. Suddenly you hear a voice, smooth, tempting. Do you want red paper or blue paper? You look up. aka Manto is standing there, his eyes stare right through you. He gives you a choice, but both options are terrible. This is aka Manto's game. You can't win. He's testing your fear, your desperation. Red paper or blue paper? A simple question, but your answer decides your fate. You choose red paper. Aka Manto looks relieved. He smiles, showing sharp teeth. The red paper catches fire, burning you alive. Your screams echo, but nobody hears you. Your death is horrible. Aka Manto loves your pain, your fear. He feeds on it, getting stronger with each victim. The red paper means blood, violence, a fast and brutal end. You choose blue paper. Aka Manto's smile disappears. He is upset, but only for a second. He grabs you, his hands freezing cold. He wraps his long, pale fingers around your throat, choking you. You turn blue, just like the paper you chose. Everything goes dark. Aka Manto watches, his eyes cold and empty. The blue paper means choking, strangulation, a slow and painful death. Like all good legends, aka Manto's story is different depending on who tells it. Different places, different versions. Some say it began in a small village where whispers of a mysterious figure in a red cloak spread like wildfire. Others claim it started in a bustling city where the urban legends took on a life of their own, morphing with each retelling. Some say he offers a third choice, a way to escape. This choice is shrouded in mystery, often described as a riddle or a puzzle that only the cleverest can solve. The third choice is rarely spoken of, and those who claim to have taken it are never seen again. It's a path that leads to the unknown, a gamble with fate itself. But these stories are rare. Most encounters end in terror, with the victim trapped in a nightmarish scenario. The streets grow silent, the air thick with dread. Abandoned buildings echo with the whispers of those who never escaped. Cemeteries become the final resting place for those who dared to face aka Manto and failed. And escaping is almost impossible. The narrow hallways seem to close in, the locked doors offer no refuge, and the dark forest becomes a maze with no exit. Those who try to run find themselves back where they started, as if the very landscape is conspiring against them. The sense of hopelessness is overwhelming, a constant reminder of the peril they face. Sometimes aka Manto isn't alone. He's accompanied by other shadowy figures, each with their own sinister presence. These figures are often seen lurking in the background, their intentions unclear. They add to the fear, making it seem as though the darkness itself is alive and watching. The eerie duo standing in the mist, the silhouettes in the dark alley, all contribute to the sense of an inescapable nightmare. There's a woman with him, dressed in white. She offers tissues. Her presence is both comforting and unsettling. The white dress stands out starkly against the darkness, a beacon of false hope. The tissues she offers are not ordinary, they are imbued with a sense of foreboding. Each one holds a different fate, a choice that must be made with caution. Each tissue is a different color. The colors are vibrant, almost too bright for the dark setting. They seem to glow with an unnatural light, drawing the eye and tempting the hand. But each color comes with its own consequences, a fate that is sealed the moment the tissue is chosen. The choice is a test, a challenge that few can navigate successfully. Each color means a different fate. Red might signify a violent end, while blue could mean a slow, creeping despair. Green might offer a glimmer of hope, but at a terrible cost. The meanings are never clear, always shifting with the stories that are told. The uncertainty adds to the fear, making each choice a leap into the unknown. These different versions make the legend even scarier. The variations in the story add layers of complexity, each one more terrifying than the last. The eerie scenes, the spooky forests, the dark and creepy settings, all contribute to a sense of unease. The legend of aka Manto is a tapestry of fear, woven from the threads of countless tales, each one adding to the chilling mystery. Aka Manto is more than a ghost story. He shows us Japanese culture, the fear of the unknown, the dangers hiding in the shadows. His story is a warning. Be careful, pay attention to what's around you. He represents the fear of public restrooms, places where we feel unsafe, where people aren't paying attention. His story uses this fear, makes it stronger, makes it feel real. Aka Manto's story lives on, to scare us, to make us curious, to remind us that some things are better left mysterious. His legend told and retold, for generations. A creepy reminder, even when we're safe at home, we are never really alone. So next time you're alone in a public restroom, remember aka Manto, and the choice he offers. Red paper or blue paper, choose carefully. Your life might depend on it.